Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. Pay hike for public servants before elections. JAGDEO says arrangements being made. One political party called out for bullying teachers for lack of support. Newly elected GTU president says this must stop. We never had a problem with the logo before. When a presidential candidate speaks on use of Jaguar logo. And day 18 of the election, a flawed trial. Presidential advisor refuses to answer key questions. HGP Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I'm ALETHEA Grant with the Thursday, 26th June, 2025 edition of the HGP Nightly News. We will tell you this evening that arrangements are being put in place to ensure that public servants get their pay hike before elections this year. You'll hear more in this report. There is word from General Secretary of the People's Progressive Party Civic and the country's sitting Vice President Barrett JAGDEO that government employees will get their 2025 retroactive salary increase before elections.
It got to be before. I hope Ashton Singh pays it before. It doesn't make sense you pay the public servants after. I think it's going to be before.
Speaking during his weekly press conference on Thursday, Mr. JAGDEO said Finance Minister Dr. Ashton Singh has already been engaged on the issue. An 8% salary increase to be paid to all public servants for 2025, retroactive to January 1, 2025, was inked by the Guyana Public Service Union and government in December 2024. The nation's teachers, too, will receive a salary increase of 10% for 2024, 8% for 2025, and 9% for 2026. Antonio Day now tells us that as the September 1 elections quickly approaches and political parties are in campaign mode, public servants, including teachers, are being encouraged not to support opposing parties, including the People's National Congress reform. This is according to newly elected president of the Guyana Teachers Union, Coretta MacDonald, who chided political parties for allegedly violating the democratic right of teachers.
To threaten teachers, that there is a no-no for us, because teachers, by way of this constitution, the constitution of this land, they have a right to choose whichever party they want to belong to.
That was Coretta MacDonald, newly elected president of the Guyana Teachers Union, during an exclusive interview with Nightly News, as she expressed outrage at public servants being discouraged not to support opposition parties which are contesting the September 1, 2025 general and regional elections. Article 160 of the Constitution outlines the electoral framework. It states that candidates for the National Assembly must be part of a list, typically submitted by a political party, and that voters cast their ballots for these lists, not individual candidates. Every Guyanese citizen has the right to vote for the political party of their choice by selecting the corresponding list on the ballot, the law further stated. MacDonald noted that there are public servants, including teachers, who are publicly supporting the ruling People's Progressive Party Civic, and their rights are not being violated.
At the PPPC's last Congress, when it was highlighted that the PS education was there upfront and personal,
the GTU president and member of parliament posited that the current regime must stop its acts of intimidation and bullyism.
I remember the Minister of Education saying whether she was asking whether persons wanted to deny the PS of our democratic right. And so I'm going to ask the same question, whether we persons out there who would have issued those threats, whether they want to deny our teachers their democratic right.
The educators stated that many teachers came forward expressing concerns about these threats and the union is currently engaging teachers on this recent development. McDonald said that the constant bullyism towards public servants, especially the nation's molders of the future, will not go unnoticed and must be condemned.
You can't tell me which religion or which political party I should be part of. It's unfair, and I will call on all and sundry, or whoever is sending these threats out, to stop it immediately.
Antonia De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Mathematics has witnessed a 15% increase in students who have scored 50% or higher in the subject this year. Antonia Day has that story.
Despite mathematics being a challenge over the past years at the National Grade 6 assessment, 55.51% of students scored 50% or higher, marking the highest national score in the subject to date. In 2015, 45.88% of pupils scored 50% or above in English, rising to 69.25% this year. In social studies, the percentage increased from 46.5% in 2015 to 64.77% in 2025, while science students scoring a 50% pass rate, which represents an increase from 42.12% in 2015 to 63.7% in 2025. Minister of Education Priya Manichan, during the release of the 2025 NGSA results on Wednesday, alluded to the statistics.
The overall pass rate from 49% to 63% of our children in this country passing all the subjects.
Notably, 93 candidates wrote English, 55 for social studies, 228 candidates scoring a full score in science, and 472 receiving a full score in mathematics. 15,784 students sat the National Grade 6 assessment. Head of State Irfan Ali, in a video statement, congratulated the nation's NGSA top performers. President Ali urged students who may have not attained A-grade schools to not be discouraged, as it is not the end of the world.
Do not use this as a basis on which you determine your future. That in life, there are moments of immense accomplishment. There are moments of disappointment.
The head of state urged parents to continue being supportive of their children, as the results at the NGSA is not a determinant of their destiny. Meanwhile, opposition leader Aubrey Norton also offered congratulatory messages to the students.
This opportunity is taken to congratulate all the students who would have done the grade 6 exam 2025. But we want to say a special congratulations to the top students.
He, however, raised concerns regarding the matriculation rate.
While we are happy that a small percentage did extremely well, we're concerned that our education system is not delivering high-quality education across all schools so that all our children can matriculate.
Antonia De reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
We have more news for you on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc. powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
With 70% ethyl alcohol, Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer eliminates 99.99% of all germs and even moisturizes in the process, leaving your skin clean and hydrated. Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer. How do you stay clean?
The moment is coming. He has the ball. Will he make the shot? And he made it. Goal! This is the biggest win we've seen in ages. Feel the rush with every bet and win big. Play online at www.ibetgamesur.com.
With iBet Supreme, every game is your game. iBet to win with iBet Supreme.
Must be 18 years and older to bet.
Thanks for staying with us. You with the HGP Nightly News. The Guyana Revenue Authority is moving to strengthen its tax evasion case against billionaire businessman and presidential hopeful Azzuddin Mohammed by summoning representatives from both local and foreign banks to testify. The prosecution says the bank is unable to release key information outside of a courtroom setting. Tiana Cole has the details.
The matter involving billionaire businessman and presidential aspirant Azzuddin Mohammed, who was charged last month with 2 counts of tax evasion, was again called on Thursday in the Georgetown Magistrates Court before Acting Chief Magistrate Faith Magusti. Prosecutor Sanjeev Dattadin, representing the Ghana Revenue Authority GRA, told the court that the prosecution intends to summon representatives from both local and overseas banks to testify, since the institution cannot release key financial information in a written statement and is only authorized to disclose such details in court. However, defense attorney Sayandru John argued that the proceedings are statute barred. He submitted that under Section 6 of the Summary Jurisdiction Procedure Act, where no specific time is outlined for filing a summary conviction offense, the complaint must be made within 6 months. As such, he maintains that the charges are null and void and should be struck out. Durjan further asserted that the prosecution is unable to provide relevant evidence to support the charges, emphasizing that the case should not proceed in its current form. After hearing submissions from both sides, Magistrate Magusti adjourned the matter to July 8 for disclosure. Mohammed was charged on May 29 with 2 counts of tax evasion brought by GRA. He pleaded not guilty to both charges and was released on $500,000 bail. He is being represented by attorneys at law Damon De Silva, Darren Wade, and Sayandru John. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Meanwhile, the use of the Jaguar logo was never a problem then, says a presidential hopeful of the winner political party. He spoke briefly on the issue on Thursday. More from Travis Chase.
Now that 24 political parties, including Azzuddin Mohammed's We Invest in Nationhood, have submitted their symbols for approval and the subsequent use on Nomination Day and Election Day, there are still objections from some quarters about Mohammed's political counsel Derek John has written to Chairman of the Guyana Elections Commission, Justice Claudette Singh, informing her that the use of the Jaguar amounts to an offensive desecration of one of Guyana's secret symbols for political purposes. Speaking with reporters on the sidelines of a court appearance on Thursday, the presidential hopeful had this to say on the issue.
Well, we never had a problem with the logo before. This is the first time. And come the 1st of July, I hope the logo should be approved because this will be the first time if it's refused.
It was Robert Prasad, chairman of the National Protected Areas Commission, who first prompted that there was an issue with the use of the Jaguar. Prasad is of the view that turning the Jaguar into a party logo strips it of that shared meaning and into something small, partisan, and representing only a few. Mohammed has already said that his party's symbol embodies a leadership that is agile, powerful, and relentlessly committed to achieving one goal, a better life for all Guyanese citizens. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Thanks, Travis. More news after this break. Stay with us.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
Hey, I would like to purchase all these auto parts here. This is for my Pitbull bus. This here is my bus as well, and this is here for my excavator. Only something 1,600?
Yes, only at Gen N Accessories. We offer high-quality, affordable heavy-duty machinery spare parts for various machines at unbeatable prices. We also crimp hydraulic hoses.
So guys, if you're looking for your auto parts, whether it's for your heavy-duty machinery or let's say your Pitbull bus, please check out Gen N Accessories at Lot 1 Public Road, Priceless, East Coast, Demerara.
Thus, you're still watching the HGP Nightly News. Tensions flared in court on day 18 of the ongoing election fraud trial as Kit Nascimento, a senior political advisor and former election observer, refused to answer key questions, prompting pushback from the defense team and the magistrate. Tiana Cole has the details.
To President Irfan Ali, and an independent observer during the 2020 elections returned to the witness box, where he was grilled by defense lawyers UC Anderson and Dexter Todd. When asked by Anderson whether his views on the government remained the same after the no-confidence vote and the post-2020 election period, Nascimento replied, quote-unquote, "I prefer not to express those views." This response prompted defense attorney Nigel Hughes to object, stating that the witness appeared to be avoiding questions not favorable to the prosecution and questioned the grounds on which he was refusing to respond. Magistrate Faith McGusty intervened, saying she would record that the witness had refused to answer, allowing the court and defense to draw inferences. When asked if he has a job description for his current role under President Ali, noted, quote-unquote, "I am under no obligation to disclose that." Magistrate McGusty again reminded the witness that he has a duty to answer questions and said if he continues to refuse, the court will draw its own conclusions. When asked how he felt about the swearing-in of the PPPC government on August 2, 2020, the witness said, quote-unquote, the right government was elected. Anderson then put the Randai of the party and questioned the witness about the central allegation of a conspiracy to rig the elections. When asked if he had any evidence that he accused, had agreed of several former GCOM officials and political operatives who are facing 19 charges related to electoral fraud. The prosecution is expected to call approximately 73 witnesses. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Thanks, Diana. The Guyana Elections Commission, GCOM, in collaboration with the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, hosted a one-day workshop on strengthening communication strategies for electoral integrity. The initiative, which was also supported by the government of the United Kingdom, the UK, reflects the shared commitment of GCOM, UNDP, and the UK in fostering transparent, inclusive, and credible electoral processes. The workshop was designed to enhance GCOM's strategic communication capacity in the lead-up to the 2025 elections. The workshop covered civil and voter education strategies, promoting information integrity, and countering disinformation, anticipating public information needs, and managing the news cycle, crisis communication planning, and is designed to equip them with practical tools and frameworks for effective public engagement. The workshop concluded with a renewed commitment from both GCOM and the UNDP to continue building institutional capacity for strategic communications. Commissioner Paul Slow to 2019. Tiana Cole with the details.
Without a consent, was on Thursday called on to lead his defense in the matter. When the case was called in the Georgetown Magistrates Court before Senior Magistrate Fabio Zor, the magistrate overruled a no-case submission made by Slow's attorneys and ordered that he need a defense in relation to the offense of sexual assault, contrary to Section 4.3 of the Sexual Offences Act, Chapter 803. According to a statement from the Guyana Police Force, the magistrate's decision was based on the prosecutor, senior police legal advisor and attorney at law, Mandel Moore, establishing sufficient evidence against Slow. The matter has been since adjourned to October 2025 to allow Slow to present his defense. Slow is being represented by attorneys at law Nigel Hughes, Dexter Todd, and Don Cush. According to reports, the allegation stems from the incident in which Slow allegedly rubbed the woman's leg and foot without her consent in 2019. Police said a thorough investigation was conducted, after which a file was sent to the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, for legal advice. The DPP's chamber subsequently recommended that a criminal charge be laid under the relevant section of the Sexual Offences Act. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Stay tuned for your regional news.
Turbo with a new look, new style, with the same great taste in the 250 ml can. Everybody run out now. Go and go grab one. Me charge up with a turbo 250 ml at your favorite spot. Wait, sell. New look, new can, same vibes. Jinxing, energize up your life. Vibes up, work time, anytime we are turn up the party with turbo can. Turbo can, turbo can, turbo can. Now available in the new 250 ml can. Turbo energy drink. Charge up today.
Crispy, creamy, what a catch. So tasty. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. With so much chocolate, smooth and milky. And when you go a little deeper, you find caramel. Ooh, yeah. Oh, what a catch. You know we love you. What a catch. Oh. First it's crispy, then it's creamy. What a catch.
You know, I've been thinking, since I moved over to the west side, this is the perfect location for put up a food stand.
put up food stand here?
Yes, Officer Brenga.
No, Granny, you can't put up no food stand here.
Why not?
Because the gas to energy pipeline.
Gas to energy? Why is that?
They can bring gas from offshore to region 3, that can turn into electricity and other things.
So what about if Granny put it up over there?
No, Granny, listen. This whole area here, from here to the West Bank, is considered the right of way. So nobody can build, plant, dig, or burn nothing here.
But what if I am?
No buts, Granny. Listen, you could get yourself or others hurt. Watch, you see this number here? You call it if you see anybody doing anything out of the way or doing anything they're supposed to be doing, like building, digging, or burning stuff on the right of way.
All right, grandson, I hear you.
Good evening, and welcome to Thursday's edition of the Regional News. Starting off with news in Barbados, Prime Minister Mia Motley rejected claims by businessman Andrew Bino that the recent minimum wage increase in Barbados will lead to higher food prices. Speaking in the House of Assembly, she stated that such assertions were misleading and ignored the government's policies aimed at alleviating cost of living pressures. Bino Manager Director of A1 Supermarkets had warned that businesses might pass on the increased labor costs to consumers due to the wage adjustment effective of June 1. Motley countered that businesses did not lower prices when corporate taxes were significantly reduced, suggesting that they could adjust profit margins instead, and I quote, "I completely reject the assertions that food prices must increase because of the minimum wage," she said, noting the government's efforts to absorb freight costs and support the economy during global instability. Motley emphasized that rising minimum wage should not automatically mean higher food prices. Turning attention to news in Trinidad and Tobago, days after the police released one suspect in the attempted murder of prison officer Govindra Balgobin, the second suspect, Jesse Belfon, has died from injuries sustained during the incident. Belfon, believed to have been the shooter, was critically injured after being thrown from the getaway car. Authorities are now searching for a third suspect identified on the scene. Balgobin, 38, was ambushed and shot multiple times on June 20 while driving on Orange Grove Road. He's currently hospitalized with serious injuries, including fractures, and is awaiting hip replacement surgery. The attack may be linked to a previous altercation involving a relative of an inmate at the prison where Balgobin works. And finally, with some news in the international diaspora. Israel has halted aid in northern Gaza, but continues to allow it from the south, according to officials. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ordered the military to devise a plan to prevent Hamas from seizing aid following a report and a video showing masked men on aid trucks. While aid is entering the south, spokesperson David Menzer did not confirm any supplies moving from the north. It was the only organization allowed to distribute food on Thursday. A spokesperson stated that the foundation was exempt from a 2-day suspension of humanitarian aid deliveries. The Israeli Prime Minister's office and Defense Ministry did not comment. The High Commission for Tribal Affairs represented influential clans in Gaza claimed that trucks were protected through tribal efforts, excluding any involvement from Palestinian factions like Hamas. Hamas, which has ruled Gaza for over 2 decades, but now controls only parts after ongoing conflict with Israel, denied any participation. Thank you all for watching. I'm Antonio Day. Goodbye for now.
Pay hike for public servants before elections. JAGDEO says arrangements being made. One political party called out for bullying teachers for lack of support. Newly elected GTU president says this must stop. We never had a problem with the logo before. When a presidential candidate speaks on use of Jaguar logo. And day 18 of the election fraud trial, presidential advisor refuses to answer key questions. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm ALETHEA Grant. Thanks for watching.